Hey guys, how's it going? This is a Toro snowblower. This is actually newest acquisition. This is a Toro snowblower. I don't know the year of it or really that much about it. It was actually from a neighbor of mine. He runs a landscape company. And during the winter he does snow removal. He bought this and used it, and he said that it's been about 5 or so years since the last time he's used it, which it's actually really nice for sitting 5 or so years. He got it, or he went to use it, and it wouldn't start. He's older and it's harder for him to start things. He just got tired of messing with it. So give me a call and well, here it is. We're gonna go on ahead and see if we can get this thing to run again. It shouldn't really be that hard to run or that hard to get going again. I'm suspecting a carb problem, but may as well just go over everything on it and make sure that everything on it's good. And yeah, so let's go on ahead and let's see what we can figure out about it and what the problem with it is.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands.
You ain't. You're
Strong
fine. Keep
like a
going.
tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law.
I thought that might happen.
Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They've been gone and sleepless nights. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
So I guess the first thing that I want to check is I want to see if it is low on engine oil. And the reasoning I want to check on if it's low on engine oil is on some of the engines they have an oil shut off if it's low on oil, which looks like it's got oil in it. On some engines they will not run if they are low on oil. Not sure what the manufacturer of this engine is, if it's a Toro built engine or if it's just a rebranded Briggs or a Kohler. It's full of oil. I like it, dipstick. So that seems alright. Oil actually looks pretty good out of it, so no complaints there. I guess we'll check the fuel. Got gas. It smells a little old, but it's got gas in it. Doesn't smell horrible, I guess. Give me a second, we'll figure this thing out. This is your choke. This way is choked, and I'm guessing this way is unchoked. So that's choked. I'm not sure how many times to prime it, so I'm just going to prime it a few. What's this? I'm assuming this is your kill. I'm not sure which way is on. So this is off. That's full throttle. Let's just put it halfway. Let's see if anything happens. Seriously? It was that easy. Interesting. Okay, so what's that? So it died when I shut the choke off. It's either cold or... Wait a minute. What's the... Hold on a second here. What's this? Is this a gas shutoff? Wait a minute. That's off. That's on. That's a gas shut off. Let's try that. starts to run like it's choked, then that means that the carb is fine, which it's not, and I have it choked right now. So if I shut that choke off and the engine dies, then we know what our problem is. So I'm just going to slowly start. Yeah, see? So we have ourselves a bad, we just need to clean the carb. Huh, okay, that's not terrible. So I do want to verify that though. This is, oh, it's a key. I do want to verify though that, how do you take this cover off of here? So I'm assuming there's your carb, yes. That's the carb right there. I wonder if it's just bad gas. It might just be the gas and it's old. I wonder if we were to put new gas in it, if that would fix it, because it smells kind of rough. Let me grab my siphon real quick. So maybe just new gas. May have fixed it. Which, this will be a short video, I guess, if I even upload it. So let's see about that. Let's see what happens. The old gas as it runs. Oh, we just pull it down all the way to kill it, I guess. So I'm going to go on ahead and assume that we're just going to go on ahead and go through the carb. Why not? We're already at this point. So let me go on ahead and figure out how. I expected that to be hot. It's not terrible. Let me get this off. And let's just see if we can get this pulled apart. You know, this blower is so fancy, it has heated handles on it, according to the sticker that I just saw. That's kind of neat. So here's our primer line, which actually doesn't look all that great. And now I wonder if that has anything to do with our issue. So this is our fuel. I want that off. Let's see if that is off, actually. Looks like someone's been in here before. Possibly. There we go. So the fuel is off. Let's just open this up a little. It looks fine coming out. So we need to get this to where I can take the throttle linkage out. There we go. Now we have to take off this spring, like so. Cool. That was a pretty simple job, wasn't it? I better be careful saying that, or else I'm gonna get screwed. So there we go. We get that carb off. Let's take it over to the ultrasonic and figure. So let's see about getting this thing took apart. I am assuming we want a 1/2 inch or 3/8. That might actually be a 10 millimeter. Now I say that might be a 10 millimeter because the other thing in here was metric. So here's a 10 millimeter. There we go. There we go. Let's see what joys we find in here. Get all whatever might be in it out. Ready? If we can avoid ordering stuff for it, I'd like to. What's it look like inside? Clean. It's got a little bit of, yeah, it's got a little bit of buildup starting inside. It's not terrible though, other than that. Yeah. Huh. Okay. So let me grab it to be worse for how it was running, but it actually doesn't look bad, which is good. That means that it's in. Come on. There we go. Float looks good. Needle looks good. Seat looks good. Yeah, you can smell old. I smell old gas. You can't adjust this. There's no removable jets. I see that one down there. You can't take that out. I don't know if that one in the middle will come out, but I guess we'll give it a shot. Don't have very high hopes, but if we can get this jet out of here, then I'll be happy. Where is it? There it is. Usually they don't tend to come loose, and that one actually did. So, well, cool. Lately they have been cooperating with me. Grab a different screwdriver. I want one that's a little bit thinner. Looks like one of them that you'd see in a model kit. It might actually be. There we go. I was gonna say, it almost looked like that other jet comes out too. So I think everything that is removable is out. We should take this O-ring out, but I think I'm gonna leave that alone. Unless it wants to, which then we will. See if we can take it out, which, no, I'm gonna leave it alone. It can stay in there. do we want to pull this arm off? Nah, it'll be fine. Leave the seat on there, or the needle on there, it should be fine. Throw our jets in. And yeah. I'm going to let that soak for a while. And then once it is done soaking, we will go on ahead and dig through. Brought the carb over here. One other thing I also did off camera is I flipped this bowl back around after looking at it. This is where fuel comes in. This is your choke. This faces out. And over here is exposed out to make it easier to drain. It goes like that. I had this over there. I flipped it around just to make that easier to get to. So I kind of had that in the wrong spot. My bad. So I kind of realized it once I stuck it back on. So throwing stuff back on here. I'm almost thinking about putting a new line right here. To be honest, I should. And then we'll put our gas line back on like so. There we go. So now that's all back together. We want to put this guy, how does he go? I believe he goes like that. No, like that. Just 4 different ways. There we go. So we'll throw him back together. And you can't really start it without putting this back on, because the bolts that hold this cover on are what hold the carb in, unfortunately. There we go. So now we have to find the bolts, which I think I just did. Thought I did. I don't see them anymore. Or up right there. There they are. Couldn't see. I thought I had seen them through the thing. There we go. I feel like they're both supposed to have a thing, and I see that one's missing it. So we can throw this on. Oh shit. You know, I just realized something. I never hooked the throttle back up. Oops. My bad. Maybe this time. I knew something was off, and I looked at the throttle and thought, you know, I gotta do that. Or I looked at the throttle because I was wondering if that actually stopped the motor, because it says it stops it on there. And then it just occurred to me the throttle never got put back on, so oops. But there we go. Now it has a throttle again. We just went through all that fighting for nothing. So now we have to find the bolts again. Which I think there's one, there's the other. Cool, now we have them. There's one. If we can get it to go on. trying to find, there we go. There's another bolt that we need also. Oh, it's right there. The nut wedged itself in there and was making things difficult. There we go. Cool. So now all that we need to do is put the bolts in up on the top. And once those bolts are in, we should be ready to start the motor and make sure it doesn't leak. It's kind of alternating between the two. That's probably good enough. Right there. So now we just got to put the bolts in that hold the muffler shroud. There's 4 of them. This one here. This one goes in there. Well, it doesn't really matter what bolt goes where. You just put a bolt in them. There's a bolt that goes there. And then these 2 guys go over here. More rusty ones. There we go. For how big of a shroud this has, it has a pretty small exhaust. There we go. And we'll throw our key back in, wherever the hole is. There. I was going to say, I thought they were 15 or 5/16. That is one nice thing about this, is the threads are inside of this shroud. You don't have to put a nut back here to fight, or you don't have to fight a nut in the back. There we go. So now we can turn on the gas. Give that a second to fill up. I don't see anything leaking out. So that's a promising sight. That's choked, that's unchoked. Let me move the camera back and we will see if the thing will start. So now I guess, moment of truth. We can go on ahead and see if my repair I did was worth it. I don't see anything leaking out, so that's promising. So that's off. Put it right there where it says idle. And let's see what happens here. Everything's ready? I guess we should prime it. Give it a fighting chance. Ready? There we go. It's unchoked and it's running. I'd say we fixed it. So, I guess now we want to test the blower and make sure all that stuff works. so we'll just bring the camera over here. I see the light working, that's good. Let's see what happens when we turn the blower on here. We'll shoot shit out. I'm not sure what these down here do. Oh, here's the blower. Yeah, that's the blower. So this one over here must be the drive. Yeah. Ah, I see. So that one right there controls your blower. That one over there control. So the one to your left controls the blower. The lever to your right controls the drive. Well, my left and right, the way we're looking at it right now. But when you're standing there, the right one controls the blower. The left one controls the drive. So I'll show you. This lever right here is your blower. This one over here is your drive. Now you hold that one down, and it holds this one down. Also, these down here seem to act as a disengage. So when I push this down to go, you push this, and you're turning that way. That seems to be how it works. So it seems to work, and it seems to work pretty good actually. So I would say let's take it out there and blow some snow. It's actually in the negatives right now, so that makes it fun. So, oh boy. So let me get my coat, let me get some gloves on and dress up a little bit warmer, and then we can go out there and try this thing out. curve to it. I've never used one before, if you can't tell. So, pretty neat. I got some stuff I want to do with it real quick. I'm not going to film it. And then I guess we'll bring it back and see how it does and close out the video. So one thing I've noticed in the little bit that I have used this machine is I have noticed that the bottom of the bowl, or the bottom of the barrel or whatever on here, likes to catch on things. And I was kind of looking at it and I noticed this. This is a foot, I believe it's a shoe, that goes on there and it keeps the bucket from being on the ground. It's actually not supposed to be on the ground like it is. And it's got a thing inside there. I noticed it was catching on the concrete and everything. So I want to see if we can loosen that up. And another thing I want to check is, no, there's no bolt heads on the other side, and I'm starting to question those. Well, it's not really something it needs. I'd kind of like to just go on ahead and do it. I'm going to flip these around, you know, that way. Whoever uses it, or if I end up keeping it around here for the winter. Isn't throwing rocks everywhere, because that was something I noticed about it, was it liked to throw rocks, and I wondered why. But after seeing that, the foot is actually upside down. That kind of explains it, which, I mean, you can leave it like that and it would be just fine if you're on concrete. But even when I cut with it on concrete, it seemed like it was hitting the cracks in the concrete and it was stopping it. So that's just something I noticed we're going to go on ahead and take care of. I'm assuming that this shoe is, judging by the bottom of it, I'm going to assume it's wore out, because I'm pretty sure it should look like this down there as well, and it doesn't. So we'll see. Once we take it apart, we'll find out. Kind of mess with stuff, and after a while you generate an idea. Yeah, looking at that, that's what it's supposed to look like down on bottom. So I'm just gonna flip it and we can try that and see how it does. And hopefully that should help and improve things a lot. I'm probably gonna lower it down since I'm in here. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side also. That I may not record. I might just do this side on camera and be done. How tall? Let's put it up about there. What do y'all think? You think that looks maybe a little bit higher than that? I would say that that's better. At least right there, it's not going to be as likely to throw rocks. There we go. I'm surprised those turned, to be honest. Alright, well, There we go. So now I'm gonna go on ahead and do that on the other side, and once I do that on the other side, I think this unit is done. Alright guys, I want to take a second and thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If this is your first time checking out the channel, please consider going down below, hitting that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a thing. It tells YouTube you guys like the videos and want to see more. It tells myself the same thing. Hopefully here soon we will be getting back into making more videos. I have some stuff I've been waiting on that I have finally gotten parts for, such as the orange tractor that I'm sure you guys see sitting over there on the side of the monitor. I'm not going to say a whole lot about that one, but it's there. I got some stuff finally for it, and a couple other things that I have got, so those videos can finally start moving on. So yeah, with that being said, I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking around with me and messing around with some old junk here in the shop. Well, it's not really junk, it's actually a pretty decent little machine. It just kind of needed some small things done to it. It really probably didn't even need the carb going through, to be honest with you. We probably could have just plugged that or pulled that one jet and looked at it and been fine, but oh well. So yeah. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.